What is up, guys? Welcome to the Intuitive Souls podcast. Man, oh man, I am putting my feet on my Himalayan salt blocks right now because I am grounding myself into my body because this conversation that we are about to have, it's been long overdue, but it's also the perfect time to have this inevitable conversation. Oh man. Okay. So, first and foremost, I feel like I need to say this right now. Um, when it comes to getting outside of your comfort zone, when it comes to taking the leap of faith, when it comes to showing up a little bit louder, shining your light a little bit brighter, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be fear. Another level, another devil. That's just the way this whole thing works, right? It's when you can have the fear and face it, but still have an overall sense of calm and knowing within yourself that you know you're taking the right steps. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. I have some butterflies going on right now. I got to be completely honest. But at the same time, I know with every fiber of my being that this is exactly where I need to be right now. Having this conversation with you guys, being transparent, and just sharing this right now with you. So, first off, thank you for being here. If you are a frequent listener and you continue to show up, you continue to press play, press record, subscribe, all of the things. I love you. Thank you so much for consistently showing up. Thank you so much for your support throughout this 5 year journey. I am so eternally grateful for you guys. You have absolutely no idea. So, let's take a little bit of a journey back back to December 9th, 2018, when I first released the first podcast episode here. God, when I tell you, looking back at it, this last 5 years feels like I have compounded 15 years into the last five. It's been really fucking crazy. It's been really fucking wild. And I'm so grateful to have this podcast and to have social media because honestly, at the end of the day, yeah, sometimes social media and podcasting and everything, it's work. I'm not going to lie about it. It's showing up. It's another responsibility that you put on your plate in order to be of service to the world. But at the end of the day, it also comes with this kind of like a scrapbook of your own personal journey. If you look back at your social media and if you're a podcaster as well, and you look back at your first episodes to, your next batch of episodes, you're going to see what a difference time makes. You're going to see the evolution of you and how you speak and how you show up and the lessons that you've learned along the way. And it's all documented for the world to see. And as scary as that can be, because it's a little scary, it's also just such a gift that you give to yourself. I remember the first episodes that I recorded, and a couple months ago, I went and I looked back at them, and it doesn't even sound like me. It doesn't even sound like me. It's kind of wild. The intention for this podcast has always been the same. It's always been to connect, to share what's on my mind, to share the messages that need to come through, to talk about the topics that I am passionate about, and to help people lean into their own intuition more. The intention has never changed, but I have. You know, make no mistake that this podcast has been such a pivotal piece in my own journey, truly. There have been a lot of episodes where I have just showed up real and raw and vulnerable. And so much of my own personal healing has been documented on this podcast, and I'm grateful for it. I really am. But this last year has been the year I needed, honestly. It's been a year of self reflection, of questioning, of just being human, honestly, and recognizing things about myself and about my business, and that were no longer in alignment with what I wanted. I am so grateful for 2023. I really, really am, because it allowed me to reprioritize. It allowed me to really show up and be super honest with myself. Sometimes it's the years that you don't expect are the ones that are needed the most. And if you take a look back at the episodes from, 2023, 2022, even 2021 and beyond, you can really kind of tell. I mean, at least for me, because I was in the driver's seat the whole time, but I feel like you can tell where the energy started to shift for me, where I started to become misaligned with what I was doing. I stopped caring as much. I started, voice memoing stuff, and I'm still going to voice memo some episodes. I got to be honest, because it's very, very easy and it makes it a lot, it just aligns with my whole business if I'm able to do that. But anyway, I feel like you can see me falling out of love with psychic and mediumship in this podcast. You can see it. I feel like you can feel it. And here's the real fucking tea, guys. Psychic and mediumship, developing it, learning it. I'm so grateful for it. I really, really am. And it's been such an important part of my journey. But the last 5 years, I really, truly believe that in order for me to show up the way I want to show up, and to leave my legacy behind, and to impact the amount of people that I want to impact in this life, I had to have these 5 years to help myself strengthen my own connection with my intuition, to strengthen my own connection to my soul and to spirit, so I knew where I was meant to go. And as fascinating as psychic and mediumship development is, and it's always going to be a piece of my life, it's not going to be part of my future. I have said this time and time again, and I'm literally to the point where I want to get it fucking tattooed in a way, because this is the truth. When I started this podcast, when I started my business, I never wanted to give the answers. I never wanted to answer your questions. I never wanted to answer your questions. I wanted to lead by example, and I wanted to give people a container for them to lean into their own inner wisdom. I wanted to give the tools. I didn't want to give the answers. And that was how it was when I started, and when I first opened up, readings back in 2018. And that's how it's been this whole journey. And it's been kind of an inner battle within myself when it came to this aspect of my business. Make no mistake, I'm a good fucking medium. I have developed a lot. I'm very proud of my mediumship. I'm very proud of the evidence that I can bring through. I'm very proud at how well I have transitioned into trans mediumship and trans healing. I'm fucking proud of myself. I've come very far in that journey, but it's just a part of who I am. And I feel like using the label psychic medium and having a podcast that's labeled or titled Intuitive Souls is keeping me in a box. And I don't like boxes. I don't like boxes at all. I want to fucking help the world. I want to help a lot of people. I want to help people that might not necessarily believe in mediumship and believe in spirituality. My message is a lot stronger than what this container can hold. So with that being said, this is the last episode of the Intuitive Souls podcast. Oh, that felt really good to say. That felt really incredible to say. But I'm not going anywhere. I love having this community. I love having this platform. I love being able to just record what's on my mind, share the tools that have helped me, have conversations that need to be put out into the world. So with that being said, I will be launching a new podcast in the beginning of 2024. I will be announcing the name of the podcast via my email list in the first week of January. So be sure to get on my email list. I will have that in the show notes for you. As well as obviously announcing it on my Instagram, and I'll have my handle down below as well, so you can get on there and hang out with me on IG. So, with that being said, from the bottom of my heart, I am so eternally grateful for everybody that has been part of this journey. I am so eternally grateful for this opportunity to really just document the last 5 years of my business and my own personal journey. I'm so grateful for everybody who has just continued supporting. Like, I love you guys. I really do. And I would love for you guys to come hang out with me on my new podcast in the beginning of 2024. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. I'm obviously going to go into a little bit more detail regarding the transition and everything along those lines on one of the first episodes of the new podcast. So again, get on my email list so you know what it is and when it is officially launched. I am going to take the rest of the year and just hold on to this gratitude and just be with my family and just enjoy the holiday season. I hope everyone else is enjoying their holiday season. Again, I am so thankful for you guys. I really am. This has been a really, really wild ride, and I'm excited for the next chapter, and I hope you are too. So with that being said, this is my last goodbye on the Intuitive Souls podcast, and I hope to see you in 2024. Bye, guys.